Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a quick review on the Taranis Q7X, well, more specifically the multi-protocol use that I have for it. So at the minute there's a new jumper out, the T12, which I was about to order so I could review it, but I haven't because I've got something far better here that I already use. So if you've not seen this, this is a standard Q7. On the back you've obviously got the port, and you can buy this. So this is an iRangeX IRX 2.4. I think it's something called an SM32. I think that's the proper term for it, and it plugs in the back. So it goes straight into the back of here. Now, what this will give, what I bought this for is originally was to fly Sky and Spectrum. I don't use this one to fly toy grade, but it will fly toy grade, which I'll show you in the minute. But I use it mainly for flying Spectrum and Fly Sky, and obviously FR Sky, and that's why I bought this. And also it does the Futaba FHSS, so a lot of the bind and fly Futaba stuff will work on this. Why I think this is a much better option is this is a standard this is a Q7. Now this has been altered. I've got Hall effect gimbals in this, but that's the only difference. You can pick one of these up second hand. We have the Hall effect gimbals for about £70, and this is about £35. And you will have not just a multi-protocol transmitter, but a hobby grade one, because these things are, there's hundreds of reviews on this set on the internet. It's a fantastic set. It's the budget version of a Taranis. Really nice set. So let me just go through it quickly and show you what it does. I'm not going to do model setup or anything like that because I'm not an instructor, and there is a lot of these on the internet already. So let me just show you quickly. If you're used to Taranis, you're going to understand these screens, but if you flick through to a model, and I go to model select, so I've got that one, that's my King Kong 90. So if I go down to, sorry, I've gone far too far. So if I go down to mode, so I've got internal RF. So what I've done is, if I turn this back, if I go normally on that will be set to that. So internal RF will probably be set to D60, like you can have it on D8, but that's what it'll look like standard. If you go turn that off when you've got this plugged in, I've now got external RF mode, which is this. So I've got multi. If I click on that, I can go straight to the direct protocols, but if I go multi, I've got Fly Sky. If I click on Fly Sky, I've then got Fly Sky Standard. I can change it between 1 and 17, 1 and 8, whatever I need it to be. You can see there V9X9 and so forth. So they're the different protocols within the Fly Sky. So I've got Fly Sky, Hubsan, FR Sky, High Sky, Devo, Cyma, CX10, Bayang Toys, E-Sky, and so forth and so forth. And then on here, at some point, it's got the Futaba protocols as well. There you go. SFHSS. That will bind to anything that's got that receiver on the Futaba range. So there's quite a bit of Futaba stuff, especially on some of the little helis and stuff like that. The TVX 150 will bind straight to that. So you simply click on the one you want, hit bind, go through the bind procedure on your craft, and that's all you need to do. Now, the advantage of this over the Jumper, the Jumper T12 runs on this protocol, so it runs on the Open TX protocol, which is what this is. But this has the advantage, much better screen, much better set, far better gimbals. I mean, this one has got Hall effect, but the standard ones that come on the X7 are decent anyway. I don't fly toys. I fly toys on the Jumper and stuff like that, you see. So the toy grade stuff tends to get flown on the Jumper because the Devo has got much better support. So if you want to get the nightly build for the Devo, there seems to be a lot more around. So I can't fly bugs on this, for instance, but I can fly the bugs on my Jumper. And you can now fly it on the Jumper Plus, I believe. I think Jadron's done a video of that. So, yeah, this to me is the perfect all-in-one transmitter. Range-wise, I haven't really had a problem with it, but I tend to fly very much as the smaller stuff, so anything under 130 size I fly on this. If I buy anything over 130, it's dedicated FR Sky anyway, and I have a Taranis 9XD Plus that I fly everything on that. So this is very much used for the smaller models, and I've experienced no issue with it whatsoever. Like I say, there's loads. If you watch a video on one of these, they're fantastic. You've got 2 position switches, a momentary switch, and these are all 3s. And then you've got your dials. It's extremely easy to program once you get used to it. Is OpenTX the easiest programming system in the world? I think it probably is. But people that have been coming from the Spectrum background or something like that might find it a little bit difficult. If it's your first radio, it's hard to recommend anything different. There's obviously a lot of stuff on a lower price point that's really good as well. But if you can stretch to this, you're probably going to have a good transmitter that's going to last you an awful long time. Something that you won't need to keep changing, you won't want to upgrade, because it really is a nice transmitter, especially when you stick the Hall effect gimbals. If you buy the X7, I think it's a Plus, it comes with Hall effect gimbals as standard, so you don't need to bother about swapping them out. So all in all, I mean, it's a really nice set. And these are great because there's so many options, especially if you buy in the micro quad. So if you want to buy the King Kong, for instance, the King Kong 90 this is set up for, you can buy that in FR Sky, Fly Sky, SFHSS, DSM2. But if you shop around, they're actually cheaper sometimes on the different protocols. So you might find that Banggood are selling, for instance, the Spectrum version off cheaper, £10 cheaper, because that quite often happens. Well, if you've got one of these, you can still buy that one, because this will do DSM-X and DSM-2. And like I say, you have no problem with the range issue. It auto binds. Sorry, I should have showed you that. So if you go back in here again, I should have mentioned that. It's one quick thing, if you do have one of these, and you do bind it to something, make sure you've got the auto bind ticked. You got auto bind ticked on that one. If you tick that, it'll just auto bind every time you turn it on. If you don't, it won't stay bound. It'll ask you to bind each time you turn it on. Well, I think that's what it does. I've never tried it because I leave it auto bound ticked, but I believe that's what it does. So for the money, I think these are fantastic. This will also go in the backs of anything that's got the JR module bay. You have to do the latest firmware and upgrade the firmware on your Taranis as you do on anything else. But if you do, I think it's a Turnigy 9 XR Pro. You can fit the same module in there and you'll get the same thing, because that works on the same OpenTX, and that's a much cheaper set. You can pick one of them at second hand. I've seen some second hand ones go for £40, so you could have that and that for £70. But you wouldn't have a Taranis at the back end of it. And of course, with this turned off, this is just your standard Taranis X7. So you can fly whatever you want, whatever range you want. I don't know if there is range issues on this or not, because I've never had it that distance. But certainly this is a fully functional Taranis Q7 if you just turn off the external module. So I've got quite a few models you'll see stored in here that are not even on this module, that just fly this. If it's FR Sky, I don't obviously use the module, I use the FR Sky internal. If it's Fly Sky or anything else, it goes on the back. So, just wanted to do a quick video to show you this. I'll try and find a link for this and leave it in the description down below. Taranis you can pick up from anywhere, but I think it's a viable option compared to the Jumper T12, which is coming in around £80 anyway. For this, you get a Taranis. So, have a fantastic day. Have a great some flying done.